So, good morning, everybody. Course name 19 CS 402, Database Management System, second year, 4th semester, unit number 4, transaction, topic number 1, introduction to transaction. So, we go for next one. So, what is transaction? The transaction is a unit of program executions that access and possibility and updated various data item. For example, you take a bank account, one transaction. For example, one transaction, I have rupees 1000. I have rupees 1000. So suppose I enter the bank and fill the challan and give a challan to the cashier. The cashier once verified through my account after deducting rupees uh, 1000 minus of 200, 800 in my account, remaining 200 returned back to myself. This is one of the transaction. So this is one example of transaction in banking sector. So this process can be done through entire unit of transaction management system. That means database management system to store your data, how, what, and what are the types, and how to retrieve your data from database server through some through transaction methods to apply and get the data from our database system. So once and after that, how to update it in transaction process. So this is the example transaction to transfer $50 from account A to account B. So first I have read the transaction A. Suppose I have 100 rupees. So A minus of 50. A equal minus of 50. So 100 minus of 50. After once completed my process to write my process in database server. And read operation and B, I have rupees 1000 rupees and B equal B plus 50. So 1000 plus 50, 1050. After the data can be stored and after the data can be stored in my database server based on my table. So two main issues to deal with the failures. Two main issues to deal with: failures of various kind of such hardware failure, system crash, and electrical failures, internet facility failures, or whatever it may be. Second one, concurrent execute multiple transaction. For example, you take a queue. So queue is a concurrent process. Each and every time transaction from one account to other account. So sometimes is misuse or misfail in the sectors. So this is a problem statement of your area. So this type of process are done in your transaction method of your database server. So this is a database server. So what is transaction? A set of logically related operation is known as a transaction. The main operation of process two type. One is read operation, another one write operation. The read operation, read A or read of A, read the value of A from database and store in a buffer in the memory. First example, already I have data store in buffer, store in database server. Once the query is received and once verified, the data can be stored in buffer. This is a read operation. Second, the write operation. Write operation denoted by write of A or W of A. The write value of back to the database from the buffer. Once the data processor over, temporarily the data are stored in buffer. After completion, once receive the query, The process has start and particular table verified and store the data in your sector. This is a transaction method of write operation. Please all of you find the difference. So this is one of the example of account A, account B. Account A, open account, old balance is 1,000. Account of balance, new balance, old balance minus of 500. For I have 1,000 rupees, 1,000 minus 500. 500 is a new balance. After the transaction over and close your account. Suppose account B, open account, old balance equal balance B, new balance equal old balance plus 500. Suppose I have 10,000, 10,000 plus 500, 10,500 rupees. So and the remaining overall value we can store based on B dot balance and close equal to accounts. This is a A account and B account detail of transaction in your database server. So this is a transaction method. First is the process active. Second is a partially committed and committed. Active, fail, and abort. Suppose I'm going enter the transaction ATM center. First, I start my process and partially start my process. After the transaction over is called committed. Suppose I'm start my process at the time any problem, for example, due to the software is crash or hardware is crash or due to electrical failure of my machine, suppose it's called transaction fail, and once again, first time, second time, third time, you can start same process. At the time the process can be abort. So once completed, that's all enough. Don't restart. Do not starting from sorry, middle of this process. This process can be start and first one, first one into process. This is active. Active is the state transactions being executed, the initial state of the every transaction, insertion, deletion, updation, or record of done here. Partially means when a transaction execute, final operation is said to be partially committed. So fail, the transaction fail state if any of the check made by database recovery system is available, okay, no problem. If not available, the failed transaction can be no longer proceed further. About if the any of checks fails transaction has been reached, failed states, then the recovery manager roll back all write operations or database to bring and database back to the original state where it was prior to the execution of the transaction. The transaction in its state are called abort. The process database recovery model can be select one of the two operations. One is restart, otherwise kill the transaction. This is committed if the transaction execute all operations are successfully. It is said to be committed. All the effects are now permanently established the database system. So this is the ATM machine. I have entered the ATM card into here. The one by one process are completed. After take a cash, there's no problem. If the machine is if cash not come to customer side, one minimum balance, otherwise there is no money, otherwise your system hardware failures or software failure. This is a ATM machine process, one of the example. Welcome. Please enter the insert the card. Read the card. If yes, go next process. If no, error reading card. There's no has been error. End the transaction. Suppose if yes, enter your personal identification number. Enter the PI number. Pin is correct. You can go to next one. The pin is not correct. You have entered the incorrect pin number. We give 3 chances. increment counter can be started, and more than um, more than three operations are over, the process is in transaction. Suppose the pin number is right, you go to next one, you enter the amount and check the check the verification of your amount is right. You can enter and take a cash and return back. Minimum 5 minutes, the transaction over, the account can be automatically closed. This is the sequence process of um, transaction method. Customer side transaction transfer fund from customer class, account class, database. They enter the amount to be transferred and transfer fund, update a balance, enter the balance. Balance update successfully, fund transfer successfully, fund transfer successfully.